Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today at Juanette's Crafting Corner. And today we're going to continue working on a Christmas journal. But before we get started, I would like to thank some people for their comments. Annette said it was 37 degrees in where she lives. Carol told me that there are jets flying over all the time because I suggested that Carol should start a YouTube channel. And she said if people complain about Gail's space heater, they'll really complain about the jets. Well, I live close to Luke Air Force Base, and so jets are flying over my home a lot, but I always think of it as, oh, good, they're getting practice. They are staying up with their skills. And if we ever need the Air Force to help us out in some situation, they're going to be there. And let me explain, one time it was a huge storm, like, raining and thunder and lightning. And I'm telling you, I think almost every jet that is at that base was out in that weather. And I said to my daughter, my gosh, why are there so many jets flying around? She says they're practicing their maneuvers and what have you in this weather because they need to do that. And I never had thought about that. Sandy said it was 25 degrees where she lives. And then the last video, do you remember I showed making this pin cushion? And remember I said, I didn't, this doesn't join here and I have to fix that. Well, two people told me what it was, Amy and also Joyce. This used to be a place where you would put a roll of postage stamps, pull one through here, you'd have your lid on the top, and you could pull one stamp at a time, and they would stay neatly rolled up in the container. So I didn't know that's what that was for. So thank you guys for letting me know what that was. And then just I'm at the end of this book. Can you believe it? I have gone through, and these are all the people that wrote comments. So I got to get me a new book. Well, in today's video, I thought we would explore a kit from Medieval Mirage that is not a quote Christmas kit. But what happened is I was watching Rachel over at Roxy Creations, and I think it was this image here. She pulled it out for a Christmas journal, and she said it was Medieval Mirage, and I said, that is absolutely perfect for a Christmas journal because the colors. Now, I did not print out the whole kit, but I do want to show you the pages that I've printed out to use in the Christmas journal. Now, here's one. This could be on the front of the book, and then we have this nice red and ruby red color. The name of the kit, and I will link it in the description box. It's called Emerald Green and Ruby Red Sheen. And then there's this one. Again, I printed it off because I thought that could be on the inside or the outside cover. I'm not quite sure. I'll show you in a minute the book I'm going to use. This one's pretty. I love the gold in there. Now, the ones that I printed off don't have the, I'm going to pull you in just a little bit. The ones that I printed off don't have a lot of the medieval images. I just printed off ones that had red and green in them. But here we've got some postcards. Here we have some corner tucks and some circles. These could be for some tags. Again, that one I talked about. And then when I printed all of these off, I remembered to set my settings for premium matte Epson paper. I think with these, I just did plain paper, and that's why you don't see that vibrant red. But it's still a beautiful red and green, and I'm not going to throw these away. I'm not going to print them. I'm going to go ahead and use them. And then I backed this one because I like to, when I print out an envelope and then it folds over, I like to have a color in there so the flap of the envelope looks nice, and then I don't have to add something else to the back, and it doesn't get too bulky. Here I did the coloring with the best quality. This one I think I did best quality in this one. Some pretty postcards. This one you would cut all the way around it, fold it in half, and then it would go over the side of a journal and have 2 tuck spots. And again, on these pages, I did not print it with my good settings, but it's still, they're pretty. So we have the birds here and some greenery, and then the red and green. A different bird here, and then some red and green. And do you see why this would work still with a beautiful Christmas journal? That's a fainter color of the red and green. And then this pretty door. And then some writing space. So what I'm going to do is kind of get myself organized. You might be able to tell by my voice that I caught whatever my son had. So now I have a cold. And so this will be a quick video. Here's a couple of add-on pieces. It's an add-on kit and a journal kit. But yeah, I caught whatever he has. So let me turn the camera off, get myself organized on what we're going to do for these pages, and I'll be right back. So this is the book I'm going to use, and it is basically black. It had music in it. It doesn't have a really thick spine, so I may need to add a spine to it. But this is what I've decided to do. My red palette from Tim Holtz should be arriving either today or tomorrow, and I wanted to use some of that fabric on the outside. But this is kind of what I have for my pages thus far. So it's a combination of Rachel from Roxy Creations, Medieval Mirage, and Tracy Fox. I have some French book pages in there. That's Rachel's. That's from Medieval Mirage. And this one is Tracy Fox on that side. I can't remember where I got that one, but I do like it because this says Merry Christmas in French. And then there's 8 pages per signature, and I think I'm going to have 3 signatures. This is Rachel from Roxy Creations. This page was from a Christmas book, one of my books that I buy at secondhand stores to put my ephemera in, and I did like how old it is. It is a little bit shiny. I'm starting to use a little bit of shiny paper. But this is how I'm kind of putting them in thus far. We have a paper bag there. I think that is some of my coffee dyed tape paper. I have an envelope there. You saw me make this spread, and I definitely want it in the center of the signature. This is that page from Medieval Mirage. So do you see how those pages from Medieval Mirage still can go in a Christmas journal? That's Medieval Mirage there. So this is pretty much what I have laid out. And this is also a page from that book. It was a how-to book. So what I think I'm going to do is work on this music page here. And I'm going to add something there. And what I thought I would do is use this. I think this, because it is one that is on one side, it is a top-loading pocket, and on the other side, it's also top-loading, but then you cut this out. So I think I want to put it there. And again, this is from Medieval Mirage. Now, what I do to cut out this square, because you're going to want to put acetate in there, I just take one of my self-healing cutting mats, and I take one of my scalpels, and I just cut it and remove that inner part. You can also, if you don't have one of these self-healing mats, you would just cut like this, like I did, a square, and then you would just, like a cross, and then you would just go in there with your scissors and cut these lines out. But I find this scalpel works really nicely. I may have to go in there in the corners ever so slightly. Let's see. And get the rest of it out. I may have not gone all the way up to the top. And what I can do is just take a small little bit of paper snips here and finish that off. So I hope the rest of you are doing well and you're not getting sick, or your family's not getting sick. Definitely poor Pascal is worse than I am. And today's his birthday. He's 38. So, you know, unfortunately, because I don't feel so hot, we are going to get a home cooked meal tonight, because this is what I've done forever. Whenever I cook, I always cook way more than we need. I grew up with 5 brothers and sisters, and then our grandparents lived close to us, and a lot of times they would have their meals with us. So I learned to cook for 9 people, and I still feel like sometimes I do that. So whenever I've cooked a homemade meal, I make my own homemade TV dinners and put them in the freezer. So I know I have homemade soup in there. I have spaghetti sauce in there. with spaghetti already. Gosh, what else do I have in there? Oh, fettuccine Alfredo with the broccoli and chicken. I've got that in there. So even though I'm not actually cooking today, he will still be able to have a home-cooked birthday meal. And he's not a sweet eater. He could care less if he had a birthday cake. So the next thing I'm going to do is score these. You can do either scoring them and folding them over so that you have a lot of room to put something in that's very dimensional, or you can just cut that off. Either way, you can do that. But this time, I think I'm going to score them. So what I do is I just kind of lay it up where I think that like mark is and butt it up against the see, is it that one? No, it's this one. Butt it up against the edge, and then I'll put the red one there. And that just helps you make sure that your fold lines are even. So let's just go ahead and fold those in. Yeah, I think I did that one pretty good. And that one's good. That one, I see a lot of the red here, but still, it's not a big deal. And then you're going to want to come in here and snip these corners so you don't see them when you glue this down. And then you want to also go in here and trim this out here. And you just kind of make a curve around where that would fold with your little snips. Oh, and you know what? I needed to also do a score line down the middle of that. So let me do that. I'll just lay it right on that 4 mark there. And then that way it will wrap around that page well. Because there's music on both sides. Yeah, I think that's good. I think I'm going to come in here and do just a little snip there and a little snip there. Okay, let's bring in that page. And so it will go like this. And so I will have a top loading pocket there. And then one over here also. And then through this window is you will see the music. So I can tell this even is a little bit like I need to trim this off. So what I'm going to do is trim this off and then get some acetate paper also. Because do you see how when I fold that in, you can see it a little bit on that edge. So it needs to be trimmed off ever so slightly. This one, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to trim this and get my acetate paper. This is the transparency film that I have. I think I had bought it to print on, but it doesn't print that well, so I just use it for this kind of a thing. So I cut a piece that would fit inside here, and all you have to do, you can either use double-sided tape or you can glue it. You just, if you're going to glue it, just be careful that the glue is only kind of more on the outside and doesn't get on the transparency itself. It's basically just to hold it down. And I like to bring mine up toward the top. I'm going to hold this like this. I'm going to bring it up toward the top so that when I cut my little snip for my little hole, or you know, the little punch thing that you know there's a tag in there, it will punch this too. And see, so now I can see that I can add more glue down in here. So I can just squeeze this down in here and add more. So that's good. And then so when you look on the other side, you don't see any of that glue. And then I thought I would use this little image. So I went ahead and cut out a tag that I think will look cute in there. It fits in there. And then I was going to put this little girl in here, but I need to add a few more things to her. She looks cute there, but then when you pull her out, there's not much there. So I need to add some more to her. So let's just, I want this to dry a little bit before I try to cut it and before I put it on my page. It's not very often that I decorate pages before I put them in the journal. Most of the time I put my pages in the journal and then I decorate them. Let's just see, I'm being impatient now. Let's see if this will work. So I want to do both sides at the same time. And we just want like a small little one here. And I'm going to have to probably really put some muscle into this. Ah, there. It did good. Yay! It cut both sides out. Fantastic. Fantastic. So now we can attach this to our journal page. So let's do this side first. And I'm going to put it where I need it to be. I want those up there and up out of the way. There, I think that's pretty good, right like that. I think I maybe wanted to go up just ever so slightly. Let me look over this side. Yeah, I think we're okay there. So what I'm going to do is it's laid there. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to run some glue And I was debating between my Fabri-Tac and my art glitter glue. The not Fabri-Tac, the Beacons 3-in-1 glue gives you a little bit of wiggle room. The art glitter glue just grabs a hold and you don't have any time at all to move things around or maneuver, because boy, it just glues that page down so fast. And then I'm going to just run a tiny little bead here. Along this page. And then fold it over. Yeah, there we go. That's good. And then we'll open this up. I can put this away. I'm a big proponent of, when you can, put things away in the spot that you normally keep them, because otherwise you're hunting all over your desk for them. So, yep, I think we're good to go there. All righty. So, just going to put a little bit of glue here. And then after I'm done kind of doing this, I'll probably make myself a little bit of lunch and go, oops, I hope I didn't get glue underneath there. Let me double check. Yeah, it felt like a little bit. That would make it difficult to get that. Oh, shoot. Yeah, I feel a little bit there. You know what I need is that glue eraser. I think it'll be okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to, and I don't know if I'm going to put, I don't know if I want glue here. I'm afraid the pocket will be too, I'm going to put a tiny bit. I'm afraid the pocket will be too small then, because I've already measured it. But all right, let's just fold this over and tuck that in. Isn't that pretty? Oh, just such beautiful colors. And if I wasn't so tired, I would print this using my higher quality print setting, but I'm just tired. I don't feel like it. So we're good to go with that. Okay, so, and then we'll have a tag in there. Now definitely I got to put something green in there because that doesn't go. But we will put this red one in here, and I just want that to be down. Make sure, and let's see if it fits. See if I have to trim any off. Yeah, I think I need to trim a little bit off. It's not going in there. Let me just look here. Yep. I just got to take a small little sliver off that, you guys. Hang on. Okay, hopefully that will have remedied that. And I just backed that with some plain paper. Okay, it's going in, but it's a little bit difficult. Like I said, I think, is that, am I running this? No, it doesn't feel gluey. I just want to make sure I'm not, sorry you guys can't see, but I want to make sure that I'm not running this in where that glue was. I think it's just a tight fit. Yeah, I think it's just a tight fit. Let me just pull off another little sliver. I hope I didn't accidentally get that glue down there on that one edge. Oh yeah, okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, and I've got it a little bit too tall, but that's okay. So now we need to decorate it. I thought I had it going down all the way, but I think that glue, it's catching somewhere. But it's all right. What I'm going to do is mark it off here. And I'm going to trim it to where it's smaller. There. Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Because I do want a little bit showing up here. I will put a topper so you know to pull it out there. And we want, oh my gosh, is she just so cute even there? But I've made her to go right here. So what I need to do is, what I'm going to do is set her here where I want her to be. And I think that is about correct right there. And then I'm going to go in with my finger, grab a hold of her, try not to move her. And then I'm going to glue her down, and then I will do the rest of the decorating. So I'm just going to lift her up and add a little bit of glue. All along the edge. I know you can't see, I apologize, but I don't want her to move. Okay, and then I will lift this side up and glue here. And then we will decorate this a little bit more. Okay, hopefully she's in the right spot. She's just darling. I think this is one of Rachel's little fussy cut girls. Okay, let's round some corners here. I think that is in order. We'll do the smaller one. I'm going to go over here to the side so it's off the trash, goes right into the trash. Just so you guys know, you have your thing not like this, because you can't see that you can put your paper all the way into that corner. You want it this way so you can see it. The other reason is then the paper that you cut off is there, and then you can just turn it over on your trash can and empty it out. So let's just do a little bit of, tiny little bit of inking here, and we will see what else we need to do with this little girl and the envelope, the little pocket. Oh, she's so cute. All right, let's double check. Make sure she fits in there and she looks centered. Yeah. Oh, yay. That came out good. Yes. All righty. Now we can finish decorating, and we can even put something here. But let's see what we're going to do here. I'm going to turn the camera off. Again, kind of gather my thoughts for this, what I want to put on here, and I will be back. Well, I ended up going ahead and finishing this up. You know, when you don't feel good, all you want to do is go crawl in bed. So what I did is I added some Italian book page down at the bottom, wrapped it around. I sewed around it. You can't see the sewing real well on this side because it's a gold thread, but you've got plenty of room to write. And I put a little tab there. And then I added this word holly down at the bottom right here. Now, this isn't one that I showed you, but this is again from Medieval Mirage from her emerald green and ruby red kit. So I put that on the corner there. This is one of her envelopes. I haven't finished it, but I put one of Rachel's little stamps on there, and it will go in there. I will finish that at some point. And then this page, remember, we had this pocket here. It had gone over the edge. I ended up finding this tree. I think it was from 49 in Marketplace. And I took some Nuvo drops and some stickles and added a little bit of bling onto there. And then I'm just going to bring it up so you guys can see it. Hopefully it'll focus. And I added a star there. And then up here in this corner, I added this little bow here. And I think that bird is from one of Rachel's fussy cut kits. And then on this tag, I just added a little bit of script, a little note that says, not only for December greetings do I send, but for every day throughout the year, I wish that happiness for you may never end. Added a little washi tape on the bottom. These are some Christmas stockings, a little bit more of holly leaf here. This was from faux rice paper napkins, and just a little embellishment up there as a tab. And so that is that. Now, when I do go to sew this in the journal and I start working through the journal and turning pages, I may add some more things. This definitely needs something up here. I could put a top pocket up here. The envelope needs a little bit more, and we need a little bit up here. But I'm going to end this video because, you know, I just don't feel that good. Thank goodness it's just a cold. I can tell it feels just like a cold, but it does affect my asthma, and I have to start doing my breathing treatments. And so anyway, I will see you guys for Quick Tip Thursday, and thanks for joining me. Go over and take a look at these kits. Medieval Mirage, Rachel from Roxy Creations, and Tracy Fox. Great kits. Thanks, you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.